For the last several months on the learning curve, we've celebrated so many different heroes inside schools across Michiana as they brave the new normal created by the pandemic. But one often overlooked position is bus drivers. They're getting the spotlight tonight. ABC 57's Tana Kelly shows us how kids safely get to school in Warsaw.
Before the sun rises in Warsaw, there's one worker already out on the roads.
This is 5-1, Bernie, go ahead.
You can say she knows her way around town.
I've been driving since 1991. I have about 150 miles, but there are smaller routes and there are people who drive more than I do.
And knows every face boarding the bus.
Hey, Raina, how are you this morning? Good.
But even after driving a school bus for almost 30 years, Bernie Weichel is adjusting.
Got your mask? Can you get it on, please?
To a new normal.
I get up around 5 o'clock, get around. I usually come out to the bus and get things, do my pre-trip, which includes opening the hood and checking all the fluids and hoses and clamps to make sure everything is in running order.
This year, though, it isn't a question of can the bus safely run. It's changed to can the bus safely run with kids inside.
I got 3 words of the year: improvise, adapt, and overcome.
For Transportation Director Mark Fick, there was no other option than to figure it out.
Option A is this, and there is no option B. And it's like, do what you gotta do, let's get this done, and let's do it. And we've succeeded.
And option A meaning in-person learning?
Yes. If we weren't to do what we do, we'd be shut down. I always go off of what Dr. Hoffer has said to me when I shook his hand. Fick, get the kids to school because I provide a sanctuary for them.
And reworking the operation to reflect the new rules has been a bit of a bumpy ride.
We have 87 buses. Currently we have 84 employees. We've had to spread out the students more. We've had to sterilize buses. They get sterilized after each route.
Has it been expensive?
Yes, we've put a lot of money into the equipment that we needed.
And so a big issue with buses is you really can't social distance, but you can have masks.
Well, if you could, we would, but we just have so many students. That's not happening.
And how do you make sure that students are, following all the rules while you're driving?
Well, I got that little mirror up there. I can see their little faces back here, and they're honestly super good about it.
We also have videos. I have 6 cameras on each one of the buses. So drivers will give them a warning, let them know, but essentially we're not the police, because they have to focus on the road and what they do.
What they do have are seating assignments.
They've got their name up there.
It's for contact tracing.
Our seating charts are turned in every week to Mark Fick, our transportation director, so that if something would come up, a child gets sick, he has a copy of where they're seated and everybody around them.
When we're at the high of it, we're doing a lot of contact tracing.
Did you ever have multiple buses either out of rotation or?
Oh yes, yeah, and then we quarantine the bus for 24 hours. We have a system that I can run my buses at 80%. So if I lose a driver in a certain area, I can take her kids, or his or her kids, add them to the other 3 buses or 4 buses, wherever that area is.
So it hasn't been too much of an issue?
No, we've had some long days.
Long days like today.
We've had a bus driver out, and bus 61 and I are splitting his route. So we're going to have extra kids on today, which are normally not.
At least for Bernie.
Good morning.
I normally have around 40 to 45, and today we're going to be probably pushing 55, 60.
We did have drivers that came down with COVID. We can adjust routes and students, inform the parents, let them know, and then we just keep going.
Our office staff and our mechanical staff, they also drive. So if we can't combine that route, we will sub that route. And we have been doing a lot of both.
We all just kind of work together. If something goes down and we need to, we make a little shift, and yeah, it adds more kids to the bus, But we're all wearing masks, we're all being as safe as we possibly can, keeping the buses clean, and we just make it work.
The stress getting to some drivers, especially those in high-risk age groups.
We've had a few that have left. We have more retired people that drive. I have policemen, I have retired truck drivers, and just they were just ready to, they didn't want to take the chance. But now some of them are coming back because they've gotten the shot.
And parents?
They were worried, and then the administration, we put out videos talking about what we're doing. We showed examples of how we're running the buses, but once they understood it, so it worked out really well, really well.
Do you think they feel safe?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think the kids feel really safe, and I think the parents do too.
At the end of the day, some good things have come from these harsh times.
We were delivering meals as soon as the pandemic hit. I mean, it started out as like 60 odd meals the first day, and then it ballooned up to over 1,000 a week.
We parked places because our buses have Wi-Fi. So yeah, we've learned so much about if something would like this happen again. Hopefully not. We are so much more prepared.
A parent of 7 herself, Bernie knows how important school buses are to local families and wants to continue to be an essential part of the Warsaw community.
I think it's part of my makeup, and I know a lot of the other bus drivers, it's the same. It's a reward to feel their heart and know that they're happy that you're picking them up and they can trust you.
They're the backbone. They're the backbone. I mean, we get them to school. We're the first and last step.
Now, coming up Thursday, we're not talking COVID. I know, strange, but this story impacts students all over the country. We're talking about stop arm cameras. You'll hear of its importance and why one local school district installed them on each one of their buses. But for now, live in studio, Tana Kelly, ABC 57 News.